Assalamu alaikum dear students. It is really nice to see you back on video sequences of zoology. On this video, we're going to talk about the first group of the vertebrates that we know it as animals that they swim inside the water, oceans, the salt water or the fresh water. So let's talk about it in more details. As you are seeing this picture, you may find a diversity of the fish or pieces. So the scientists decided to understand and classify the fish according to a feature or characteristics that could define them and classify them in a suitable manner. In this case, the biologists or scientists decided to classify the entire diversity of the fish into three important and major groups of fish. What was the reason and what is the distinguishing point that they categorized or classified the fish into these groups? So we can say that scientists decided to categorize these fish according to the structure of their mouth and the type of their skeleton that they have. As you are seeing the external structures and internal structures of these animals, you may define simply that they should have their specific features. So in this case, the scientists classified the entire fish into three major or broad categories. The first that is called jawless fish or cyclostomata. Cyclostomatas are the example animals like hagfish and lamprey. They are grouped or organized in a group according to their mouth structure. Another group or broad category of the fish is cartilaginous fish. For example, the sharks. Sharks are those kind of fish that their endoskeleton is made mainly from cartilaginous. The final and broad category of the fish are called bony fish. Bony fish are quite diverse. That mainly contain 95% of the fish. So in this slide, you know the result and the main point that why scientists divided the entire fish into three categories: cyclostomata, cartilaginous, and bony. The cause was the structure of their mouth and the type of their skeleton. If we want to talk about these fish in more details according to their external features, so we can say that the jawless fish and cyclostomatas, the example animal could be as lamprey. Why the lampreys are called jawless fish? That is the reason for the structure of their mouth, which is surrounded with suction cap. The suction caps are really important for this animal because they are surrounded with many tiny but sharp teeth that helps the animal in order to catch the prey, and it is really a useful properties for this animal to carry out their feeding materials. So mainly many of them are parasites that they feed on other fish. It means, as you're seeing this picture, this is called parasitic ecological niche, which in a state of gaining benefit from the another animal, you were not doing any benefit to them. So lampreys are called parasitic animals. They harm another animals by their sucker mouth, which sucks the blood and body fluids from its prey. Another example or group of animals are called the cartilaginous fish. Why do we call it cartilaginous fish, and what are the most and distinguishing points inside these fish are these. That their endoskeleton is made from cartilage, they possess jaws, and they have fins in order to swim inside the water. And the main point is this, that their body is covered with tooth-like projections that give the animal rougher body texture than sandpaper. Mainly these animals are carnivorous. From their morphological feature, you can divide the entire animal body into three main regions. The head, that possesses the eye and the brain, are another internal regions. The trunk, that possesses the fins and internal organs, and the tail, which is a strong tail that helps the animal to swim pretty well inside the water. As you are seeing, these are the internal regions of the animal, or organs, that they possess a complete nerve system, which is you are seeing brain and spinal cord, a concentration neuron cells at the anterior part of the animal, then a straight line of the nerve cord at the bottom of the animal. The circulatory system of this animal is good, and they possess hemoglobin. Also, they have a digestive system with a mouth that follows with a stomach, large and small intestines, then it will finish into cloaca. So, the most distinguishing part that you should remember in these animals is this, that their body scales are surrounded with teeth-like substances or projections that help the animal to have a rougher body texture than sandpaper. So these are the features of the cartilaginous fish. About the another broad category of the fish that we know it as bony skeleton or bony fish. Mainly we named this fish or these species of fish according to their skeletal system, that the endoskeleton is not made from cartilage, but the endoskeleton is made from bones. The main and the most familiar fish that you can see are bony fish, because they compose 95% of all fish species. The example animal could be taught as trout, goldfish, tuna, clownfish, and catfish, that most of them are the feeding material for the entire carnivorous animals, and mainly they will form a huge and energetic food for humans. So they are able to live in salt water and fresh water. About their morphological structures, we can see that their body is surrounded with scales, and an inside part you can find the internal regions, but in outside you can find the spiny dorsal fin and another two fins, and the tail that helps the animal to swim pretty well inside the water. As for their internal regions, we can say that they possess a nervous system that locates in the anterior part of the animal, a concentration of neuron that we know it as brain, and the nerve cord inside the backbone. So the another part of the internal body regions that shows it is a well-developed or well-evolved animals. Thank you so much, dear students. This was the group of fish. We will see you on next video that we will talk about the amphibians. Thank you so much. See you soon.